September 20th. On September 20th, we're gonna have 1 million people invade Area 51.
The U.S. Air Force is warning to try and raid Area 51.
A lot of folks are taking where conspiracy theorists think the government has aliens on ice as just clickbait.
13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas, live at 11.
Tonight, the man behind the viral idea to storm Area 51, this secret and heavily guarded military site in the Nevada desert, is hoping that no one gets hurt. Good evening, everybody. I'm Trisha Keene.
And I'm Ty Quinones. Now, he says people have written to him on Facebook saying that they are willing to die to get on that base just about 2 hours north of the valley.
Like, I'm willing to die for the government. Let's do this. And I'm just like, oh my God, bud.
Area 51, hidden in the Nevada desert. I've been there 3 years ago. As of today, Vegas is populating over 600,000 people, meaning that if there's 1 million people, that's tourists, not people who live in this area. This is going to be beating the amount of people who actually reside in Vegas itself. So this is going to be 1 million extra people flying all the way into Vegas, or people who are staying the night in Vegas to make this raid happen. It's gonna be one of the most craziest world things that's probably ever gonna happen. And I don't know how well this is gonna work, because now if you take this into consideration, what's gonna happen is there's gonna be 1 million extra people flying into the Vegas airport, meaning that 600,000 people who's populating, living in Vegas, who drives, walks, does whatever they do on a daily basis. 1 million extra people who are tourists that don't live there, out of state and out of country, is gonna arrive into Vegas, leading up an extra million amount of people, meaning that there's probably gonna be 1,600,000 people, including extra people who are just touristing around Vegas. This is gonna make the whole world of that area completely chaotic. 1 million extra people driving all the way to Vegas, which is actually 158 miles from the Vegas airport, leading that to be 2 hours and 26 minutes. I don't know how this is gonna play out. I don't know how it's gonna be like if they all arrive there, and I don't know how how well things will just play. You know, this is just like, you're taking this into consideration. You just imagine this extra amount of people who's going to be arriving here, and this whole place is going to be flooded.
Located in the middle of nowhere, Area 51 has been at the center of some of this country's most closely guarded secrets, going back to the U-2 spy plane. The world has known about the U-2 ever since 1960, when one was shot down over the Soviet Union. But only now has the government officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 in Nevada. So here it is on page 56, known by its map designation as Area 51.
You know, old history is being admitted to. But I'm not holding my breath waiting for my invite to go to a media tour.
Bill Sweetman of Aviation Week has spent much of his career spying on Area 51 to find out what new aircraft, like the F-117, the world's first stealth fighter, were being tested there. Back in 1985, when CBS News hired a small plane to go looking for the F-117, an Air Force jet suddenly came up to chase us away. But that was nearly 30 years ago.
I'd be really interested to know what they were spending billions of dollars on at that base for the last 30 years.
Personally, on my way to Area 51 before, it's a super dangerous drive because you're driving in the middle of nowhere, meaning that if everyone's arriving there for 3 in the morning, means that everyone probably needs to leave and get to the Area 51, leaving at 12 o'clock at night. So the drive all the way to Area 51 is like, it's in the middle of nowhere. You're driving through dirt roads. It's kind of unsafe to even be driving in. And the known for the Area 51 is that when people are driving to Area 51, there's a lot of animals that are just like walking across the streets, or like there's not even streets, so it's just dirt roads, all animals or cows or whatever, you know. You don't even know where you can hit. Like, there's so many accidents and different things that happen as people try making their way down to Area 51, which is probably why they keep it hidden in the desert, completely in the middle of nowhere. So I remember Little Alien, and this 100% is where everyone's gonna be meeting at. I remember vividly that it was a weird, odd place I remember staying at. It was a bunch of locals who don't want to really talk to tourists who come there. One major thing is you're not able to film in it, and they're 100% strict on it, where even usually we break some rules here and then. We break accessibility to do certain things. Little Alien was one thing we didn't break, considering that we were staying the night there. We didn't want to get kicked out. And we're also in the middle of nowhere, aka 2 hours in the middle of nowhere. So you're surrounded by absolutely nothing other than wild animals. I mean, it's beautiful if you look up at the stars. Here's a shot I got from the stars. I remember was that when I stayed at Little Alien, you're staying as like a trailer park in a sense. So like they had these small mobile homes that you're able to stay in, and then you could go inside Little Alien where they have UFOs sightings all over the walls, and it was just packed with all those images, which was actually a really cool thing. Other than that, the food was cool. The food was great. It was fair. I just remember when we arrived there, it was such like a strange, fun, like unknown experience when we arrived there. Like the vibe that we got, it was almost like if you're not a local and you know you're there to go look at Area 51, well, kudos, but we don't like you. That's the vibe I got. Personally. We arrived here at 51 when it was daytime, and we were driving through this long road in the middle of nowhere. It's like a dirt road. And I know there's a lot of different people who do arrive there. There's even this tour guide guy who would take people around tours around near Area 51. I remember he accidentally drove into Area 51 itself past the gate without knowing. And he was just casually talking, and his heart dropped, you can tell. And he just, I don't remember how, I think he got arrested.
A major mothership.
But on May 28th, it happened to driver Dennis Ryan and his 4 passengers, all of it recorded inside and out. The video shows Ryan and group having a good time, zipping toward the edge of Area 51. At precisely the wrong moment, one of the tourists asked Ryan a question about sports books. It was just enough of a distraction that he blew right past the warning signs and kept on going. After 45 seconds or so, Ryan started looking around, wondering where the camo dudes were.
Was it a white truck on the...
Less than 2 minutes after crossing the boundary, the passengers inform Ryan that the white truck is right on their tail.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that.
But they soon learned it was no act.
No, those are the men out there.
After Lincoln County deputies arrived, the driver and passengers were pulled out, cited for trespassing, and given court dates. The projected fine, $650 apiece, and a misdemeanor conviction.
So from one of my most favorite animes I've actually seen is called Naruto. Amazing long anime, took many episodes, many seasons, and it was probably not the longest anime, but definitely I'd say it'd be up there for how many episodes they have. So there's one thing that was called the Naruto run, and what I read on the Naruto run was that it's the act of running around with your arms positioned straight behind your back with your back bent. This is to emulate one of the favorite characters from the Chinese cartoon Naruto. Chinese cartoon. People who perform such activities may also enjoy collecting Japanese weapons along with wearing trench coats. There goes Stefan again. Naruto running to the second period. What a fun. To like give you guys a little quick demonstration, you put your head up and you're running. And apparently, I mean, from what I heard, it makes you run faster than normal people. Area 51 from a map perspective. This is Area 51, so if you were to zoom into this, Area 51 lies right here. It's a huge, small area, and this is where the runway is, all the buildings. And from my assumption, most of the things right here actually is underground. We've actually, in my previous time, I went to France and I was able to go to an underground bunker, and this gave you an idea of what kind of facilities and things that people work on underground, and it's just like usually military, controversial related things. So we were able to explore this World War II underground bunker. But that's one thing of how Area 51 is. Like you have to take this huge elevator that brings you all the way down underground, many miles, until you really reach the actual facility. I always found stuff like this completely intriguing. I'm not sure if you guys ever played the game Half-Life or Black Mesa. Half-Life, it took place inside this huge secret facility called Black Mesa where things went wrong, aliens came out and started being created and just caused a huge rebellious thing that happened throughout Half-Life. It was just such a huge controversial game, and it was really interesting and fun to play. based on scientists and unique things. Anyway, to get more into direct detail. So here is the truth about getting to Area 51. This is gonna be 1 million people arriving in Rachel. Rachel is a local town where Little Ailey is in. And honestly, in Rachel, there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. If you were to look at this on a terrain perspective, you see Little Ailey Inn. Little Ailey Inn is the inn right there, and all the things behind it is actually like where you'd be staying in. Which when I look at, I remember I was going outside here, I walked down the street a little bit, walked down the frontage road, extraterrestrial highway is right next to it. It's a really cool sign too. And you could get some amazing star shots out there. So imagine 1 million people arriving to Little Ailey Inn, where people were camping out. And this is like, just imagine, Vegas is like completely built up, 600,000 people. So imagine a small rural town like this, not even a town, like a little area actually. I don't even call it a town. The hotel, Ailey Inn, 1 million of people arriving there. There's no way that's gonna work out. So you just think about from this perspective, 1 million people taking the road down extraterrestrial highway to back gate road all the way down until you get to the actual back gate. Once you arrive to the back gate, that's where you can't get past. And that's where everyone's gonna plan the attack. And this is where the blueprints and everything and the logic is gonna fall in place, where everyone's gonna start doing a Naruto run. In my perspective, it is such a long run, and honestly, I mean, I don't think people are gonna get shot. I mean, people will get shot. People will get shot just because people are gonna probably like, there's 1 million people. Someone's gonna try to take their hands on a gun and then end up accidentally being shot, and then everyone's gonna start firing. But once that accident happens, that's when things are gonna get super chaotic. And then obviously at Area 51, like from what I believe, I believe there are aliens, but I do believe that it's all human. Like I believe there's people or something or different life forms are living in a different planet from us. But what I do believe specifically is all these UFOs that we see are actually human built things. I think maybe someone, because like think about it, you can shape things however you want. Engineer can like legit model something how they want. All they do is put an engine in it and that thing goes and flies. So there's some random person that doesn't even work at Area 51 could make a UFO and take it and just fly anywhere, and we could see it from anywhere because we're seeing something physical flying. You could see a plane, then you could see a UFO in the air. It doesn't even matter. But what I really honestly down to earth think is that a lot of things that we are seeing is human created. I don't believe that there are alien weapons. I believe that we probably just mess with some different things and maybe created something that could be sort of relatable, but honestly, I actually don't even think there's like plasma weapons or stuff like that. Maybe there are, maybe there is, I don't know, but I do know that we probably have experimented with different things as of today. I mean, we can already see technologies moving as quick as possible, so there are probably unique hidden weapons that we probably haven't been exposed to because it's like a top secret conspiracy type of thing, you know? And that's what I really down to earth think. And I think if 1 million people do arrive to Area 51, I think it's gonna work. I think we're gonna be able to actually discover what is in Area 51 because this is 1 million people running all the way into Area 51. Now, you know, I mean, if everyone's nerds, you know, like me, I'm a nerd, or gamers, hopefully we have enough stamina and fatigue to actually run all the way from the actual back gate entrance down to Area 51, which I don't see there should be a problem. Okay, but that would be a problem. Unless somebody had vehicles or something, because that's a long freaking run. If that's a 44-mile run from the back gate, I mean, I don't remember where the back gate exactly was, but if we make our way from the back gate and run all the way into Area 51, I believe it's possible. You know, I believe it's definitely possible, but I believe that Area 51 definitely has some undisclosure things, but I really do believe that the aircrafts, if there were UFO aircrafts there, and from what I heard is that the aircrafts got moved to a whole different place in a different country or something. With it, I believe a lot of it is humanity created, and I don't believe that actual aliens do exist. For such a long time now, we've always been curious about Area 51. We always want to discover and disclose what was there, and there's always been so many controversial videos, conspiracy theories based on this place, and thoughts, like stuff with Bob Lazar and all that, that we just have all unanswered questions to, as Bob Lazar recently even said. Bob Lazar is actually an engineer who worked in Area 51 who got fired for leaking some information. He said don't go to Area 51. He says it's dangerous, don't do it. And it's just like he's telling everyone the risk of not going. And I perhaps believe that Area 51 does have a lot to disclose, and if we end up going, I will be there. And if people do it and millions of people run, I'll be running too. Naruto run style, 100%, feel like a ninja. I think it's going to be such a crazy adventure, and I honestly can't wait to see September 20th happen when we all make our run into Area 51. This is going to be super exciting. And the other thing I do love about this Area 51 stuff is the memes. So enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to end this video with a bunch of memes and close it for good. But thanks for tuning into this. My name is John Yurei. I make different videos based on traveling, exploring the world, and finding unique things. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out any of my other videos. I am working on a huge France series right now, so that's something that might be fun and dope to check out. Peace, and thanks for watching.